Alright guys, so we're still here in our prime mover muscle group of the lower body. What we want to do now is we want to transition and focus more on our posterior side of the body. So that's going to be our glutes, our hamstrings, our calves, that entire back side of the lower body. Our first exercise here are going to be an exercise called our good mornings. So our good mornings, really great stretch for the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings, and you're really going to feel that movement and tension all below that back side. So the first thing that Nati wants to do, she wants to make sure her kinetic chain points are in line, and she has a slight athletic stance in her knees. What we're going to do now is do a forward lean, where her body is still in that motion all the way to about 90 degrees down. So about here, and we're coming up, thrusting our hips forward. Coming back down to that forward lean, about 90 degrees. Now coming right back up, exploding into that hip thrust. Let's do 2 more reps. Exploding, there we go, good job, and last one. Really good. All right guys, so we're still here in our posterior exercises. So with this next posterior exercise, we're gonna go into our single leg Romanian deadlift, also known as our single leg RDLs. So with the single leg RDLs, it's really gonna be focusing on loading one leg for each exercise on each side. What we're going to do to offset that balance, we're going to have that weight in the opposite arm of the leg that she's loading. So right now we're on our right side, she has the dumbbell in our left side. We're going to have a slight bend in that right knee there, and we're just going to use that back leg for a brace. We want that leg to be a little bit further up. We want that leg to come up just a little bit. You want it to shadow the back heel here. There we go. And when she's going to go, she's going to go down all the way to a stretch, keeping that back arch, fully engage that core, squeezing and drawing it in. So a 90-degree angle, coming back up, going back down. Let's do 2 more exercises, 2 more reps. Last one here, really slow, nice and slow. Going down, feeling the pull, and coming up. Really good. As we start to get into a few advanced movements with the posterior side of this prime mover muscle group with the lower body, we're going to start getting into other exercises. This one is going to be a hip thrust. So with our hip thrust, this is really going to focus on those glutes. The glutes are going to be using every single muscle on that back side, the gluteus medius and the maximus, to contract and really be able to lift you through this exercise. So there's a couple of steps. There's going to be a loading step where Nati is really just going to pick herself up to about a good range. And what she's going to do is, starting point is going to be parallel, where she's going to have like a 90-degree level to her body. And what she's going to do in each of these is going to drop her hips, hinge them all the way down to the ground, right before the ground, just so that you're not touching and scraping it. And then bringing those hips right back up to a hinge. And going down, and bringing them right back up 90 degrees, squeezing those glutes and squeezing the core on the inside. Let's do 2 more reps. There we go, really nice, really nice. And last one here, squeezing those glutes up, and there you go. So giving you guys an alternate variation to the deadlift, we're going to show you guys from a lateral view of this angle. Let's go ahead, Nancy. And we're going to go ahead and do the same motion where we lift up with our knees. We're not going to drop down to the ground. We're going to keep ourselves up in this motion. And we want to go right parallel, 90 degrees to the ground, thrusting the hips back forward. Coming down, thrusting the hips back forward. Good job. Coming down, thrusting the hips forward. Last rep here. Good job.